So for armed robbery cases, I can say conclusively the Zimbabwe Republic Police is on top of the situation. I think you've seen what has happened in the last 2-3 weeks, where we've effected arrests where the courts have set an example. They have meted out deterrent sentences in some of these robbery accused persons. Of course, we are still mourning the killing of 2 detectives by Daniel Munyanyi in Masvingo last week. But we also take solace from the fact that the courts have also played their part. Daniel Munyanyi has so far been convicted for robbery cases, for unlawful entry cases, and he has been sentenced in the last 2 weeks to a total of 149 years in imprisonment, while the murder case where he killed officers is still pending. And we are also worried as the Zimbabwe Republic Police because most of these high-profile robbery cases, they have proved that there's an element of inside information. There is an element of leakage of information between the employees, the people who are providing security services. Remember, the companies have got commercial security. And it is a challenge which we are continuously grappling with. And as the police, we will not hesitate to arrest employees who are leaking information in terms of companies' financial transactions. We also not hesitate to arrest security guards who are also implicated in the way some of these armed robbery cases are occurring. But on the other hand, we also want to appeal to the companies, to financial institutions, to also step up their security, and also to make sure that the movement of cash is not known, is not the preserve of each and every employee, because we are now aware that people are also monitoring the way companies are transacting, the way companies are conducting the so-called cash in transit activities. Then with regards to the current operation, the operation against vehicles moving on the country's roads without displaying number plates, vehicles which are also being used to commit robbery cases, kidnapping cases, rape cases, among others. We want to reiterate, the police will make sure that no vehicle moves on the country's roads while least not displaying number plates, or while least not fitted with number plates. And no excuses will be entertained. And we have said, whether a company vehicle is involved, a family car is involved, even a government vehicle is involved, the police will take action. We will only release a vehicle once it has been formally registered in terms of the Vehicle Registration Licensing Act. So the public is accordingly warned. And I also want to reiterate, ladies and gentlemen, we are fully aware of people who are engaging in the so-called private escorts, public escorts, yet in which effect they are not authorized, they are not supposed to be having those escorts. Escorts are the preserve of the Presidium, the country's leadership. Anyone who is having these so-called escorts, private escorts, where they are interfering with the due process of traffic in the country, the due process of movement of traffic in the country, by fitting beacon lights, by fitting some of these gadgets, where at the end of the day they appear as if they are authorized, that is illegal. So the police will take action. And also, we want to warn Zimbabweans against illegal fittings. For example, the lights which are being used by some of these motorists, the bar lights, where at the end of the day they affect the vision of motorists, they affect other motorists, and in the process we have road accidents. So we want Zimbabweans to be law-abiding citizens. We want drivers, we want motorists to ensure that in whatever they are doing, they give due recognition to the country's laws.